Welcome. If you are new to Divine Touch Technologies, please subscribe and click the notification bell icon so that you don't miss our next episodes and uploads. Here we have the previous videos that we've covered, starting from the workspace to the current tool, which is the Bezier tool. Welcome. Today I'm taking you through the Bezier tool, and Bezier tool in this case is used to draw a curve segment, and also it is used to draw a straight segment. I'll start by going through the curve segment, then straight segment. A curve segment in this case is a point or a curve that is, let's say we have a point here, then we have another one here. This is a curve segment because we have one node here and then we have another node here. This is a curve segment, and straight segment in this case will be, you'll press spacebar, then spacebar again to draw a straight segment. Straight segment in this case will be from this point. There is other point. That is my straight segment because we have one node here and then another node here. Now, in a scenario whereby you want to have a straight segment followed by a curve segment, or the other way around, which is drawing a straight segment followed by a curve. Let me put this one aside, or let's delete that for that case. Then let's start with a straight segment followed by a curve segment in the same scenario. So I'll start by drawing or clicking where I want my first point or node to be, which is that place. Then I draw on this other side, which is the second node. The third node, I'll click the third node without releasing my mouse button, then I drag to either side, creating this particular curve segment. That means we have a straight segment starting from this point to this other point. Then we have the second part of it being a curved segment. Hope I've done that correctly. And again, I know you will also use your examples, the projects that you have to create the same. Let me move to the second part of that, meaning I'll reduce this one and move it aside to go to the same tool. This time round, I have my first node, second node, then I drag that to that particular place, creating that curve. I press my spacebar again to return the tool. Then I click on this other side. Let me do that. So I'll start from this point, the other way around. So the other way around. Let me repeat it all together. My first point here, second point to the particular place. Then from this point I need also the same. I click on that place and this other side, making that straight. Let me repeat it for the last time. I pick my tool here, start on that particular place. That is my first node. second node, holding down my mouse button, dragging it, then clicking on that particular place, creating this particular straight, meaning we have a curved segment followed by a straight segment. Now we want to apply this to examples that we've come up with in our project, and in this case I'll have another curve here. Let's say we have a curve going this way, this other side, and let me pull it downwards this way, and then the second curve to be this other side, like that. Let's say we have something like that, and then we kind of want to have a pattern kind of. So let me reduce this one like this. Let me click it the second time so that I can access the rotation handles that way. Then I'll have to click it twice so that I can access these rotation handles. So let me have the rotation handle, holding down my left mouse button up to that particular end. Before releasing my left mouse button, I'll have to right click to copy that shape. So I've duplicated the first curve. Now for us to have kind of a pattern like, I'll have to duplicate the same tool by pressing Control D several times. I think that is enough for us. We'll have come up with a tool a pattern like that. So you can have this here, then you can also duplicate it in this other side. I can have it that way. I right click before I release my left mouse button, then I click on D, Control D, making a pattern like that. For those who are doing certificates, these can be one of your patterns along the edge of your certificate, or any other design that you are doing. Let's move to the next tool, which is the pen tool. This is my favorite tool, pen tool. You can use pen tool in these ways. Let's go first through the pen tool. And pen tool in this case is used to draw a curve segment again, where you click where you want to place your first node, then you drag the control handle to where you want to place the next node. This way, I'll have first to pull this one aside. We are told here that when using the pen tool can give you a curve segment. Like the previous tool, that is a Bezier tool. Bezier tool gives you a curve segment and also a straight segment. Pen tool in this case can give us a curved segment. And as I've told you, it is the most important tool in your toolbox. So let me use that to draw kind of a curve here. So as you can see, the moment I click my first point, that is the starting point, without even dragging the mouse and just moving my mouse around, it doesn't kind of go away. So in this case, I'll have to click the second point. Again, as you can see, the handle here is still on, so I can click the third point. I can click the fourth. Then if it is a triangle that you are drawing, you'll have closed that particular triangle on this other side here. And as you can see on my pointer here, we have an X. But if I over a particular node like this, you can see it gives me an option of also adding another node. Along this edge, I can add a node. Along this other edge, as you can see, there's a plus sign, I can add a node. On this other side, we can add a node. Again, if we over this node, this one here, it will kind of give us an option of deleting that particular node. That means this is the best and the most important tool in your toolbox. So let me see if I can. Yes, as you can see, I've deleted that particular node. Let me delete this one again, and this one I can also delete that one. Now you can use that to draw a rectangle. Let me delete that. Again, you can click on your first point, then before releasing your mouse button on the next point, which is this one here, I can drag to create a curve segment. As we've seen here, this particular side here, it says you can draw a curve segment. So I can also double click on this side, and it gives me the same shape like the previous example that we've used on our previous part here. Now, the reason I'm saying that it is the most important for that case is because with an image like this, let me have that on full screen. Let's say we have an image like this. Let me remove the dockers here, and let me make that a full screen. So if I want to kind of cut these clouds out, remaining with the buildings and maybe this pool of water here, the pen tool will be my first tool to consider using. Let's do that. So before we do this, we'll have to click first that pen tool, and then I'll zoom into this particular place. Let me start on this other end here. This will be a long example, but I hope you'll bear with me. So I've clicked that first particular place there. I've clicked on the end of this building, this other end, this other end, this end. So because of time, I'll speed this one out. Wow, that was a long way. Back to the pen tool. As you've seen, I've kind of gone through all this way here. Now the next thing to do is to click on the image. Then I right click on it. As I do that, I'll have to power clip this particular image inside what we've drawn. So let me click on this option here. Then I go inside. So let me click this example is that we've used the pen tool to eliminate part of the image that we don't want to have. This can be practical in that maybe you have an image and you want to trim out some parts. So instead of wrapping it, instead of cutting it out, you can use the pen tool to do that particular job. We have this image, and you can also add your background. Let's say to this other side here, have your background, push this to the back of that, then there you have it, your image is ready. Then you can also remove the background or the outline for that case, sorry. Let me right click on this, then you can have a soft edge over there. That is your image. In the next tutorials, I'll be covering the rest of the tools, which is P-spline tool, polyline tool, and 3-point curve tool. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so that you don't miss our next episodes. Welcome and enjoy.